Hi everyone, welcome to the OKR Socratic Dialogue. So today is an interesting Socratic dialogue not because we're learning OKRs, but because we did an interesting social experiment, or rather unexpected social experiment at Deep Thought, where we explained people what is an OKR in a simple conceptual way without hand-holding too much in terms of what an OKR is. And a lot of people got the concept of OKR wrong. While mistakes can be a great asset for us to learn and for us to learn as a community. So today we will discuss some of the mistakes. The idea is not to label anyone or judge anyone by the mistakes, but the idea is to leverage every mistake. So all of us as humble learners can learn some of the misconceptions we may have around OKR. I mean, there is this misconception about learning. There's this misconception about learning that we think learning is the amount of knowledge we have. Learning is not about the amount of knowledge you have. Learning is about the conceptual clarity you have. Somebody who knows less but has conceptual clarity may be able to handle more situations than somebody who knows a lot but doesn't have conceptual clarity. We humans develop concepts. Because by knowing less, we still want to figure out more things about the world. We pack all the knowledge into limited concepts. That's abstraction. We humans engage in abstraction, but unfortunately, that abstraction is a tricky concept and needs a little rigor in handling it properly. And that's what we'll see today. What is real learning? We'll see that today. And the second thing is, again, execution is a tougher thing. A lot of people might know stuff, but they may not be able to execute. So OKRs should hopefully help in, being better executors. So on that note, I'd like to request all my participants to go ahead with your introductions, and then we'll start off with the ST. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rohit. I'm a product manager and a curriculum developer at Deep Thought.
Yeah, thanks, Rohit.
Hi, I'm Shagun. I'm growth leader at Deep Thought.
Thank you, Shagun.
Hi, I'm Logu. Go ahead, Anuraj.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Anuraj. I work as a growth hacker in the Deep Thought. Thank you.
Thanks, Anuraj.
Hi, I'm Logu. I'm a front-end developer in Deep Thought.
Hello, I'm Sinjini. I'm a front-end developer at Deep Thought.
Yeah. Thank you, Sinjini. I think Purnima is just trying to reconnect. Until then, we could start off. So we'll start off with all of you explaining why do you think OKRs are important from your point of view. We'll listen to any three responses. Please go ahead. Who wants to go in first? Why do we need OKRs? I mean, why do we use OKRs?
I think thought is a very vague thing. It disappears. An idea disappears. So when we give a meaning to idea, when we define the idea, it becomes achievable. So I think that where OKR comes into picture. We can define an idea through the OKRs. That's what it is.
Very well put, Anuraj. Anuraj, do you know that companies spend lots of money, lakhs of money in just writing that mission statement? They spend a lot of money for somebody to go and write their mission statement. That 1 sentence, 2 sentence mission statement.
Well, I was not aware about it until you told. But yeah, I think as many companies figure out what to do, what not to do, what is their revenue generation. So I think OKR can help. So as you're saying...
not OKRs, the mission statement. Every company has a mission statement, right? Like Google's mission is something on the lines of making the world's information easily searchable or something like that. So every company has a mission of why they exist, right? So that mission explains why they exist. They exist because they would like to do something.
Okay.
So they spend a lot of money getting that mission statement written. Well, who's affected by the mission statement? The vendors are the people who supply raw materials to the company. The customers are, the employees are, the investors are. All the stakeholders are affected by that definition. If that definition is not put clearly, people are misunderstanding and the stakeholders will be doing very different things.
But the question is why it takes so much money, like defining that mission. As you're saying,
it takes expertise to nail down the thing clearly. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can write it clearly.
Okay.
Okay, now why is it difficult to write an objective clearly? We'll see some examples today and you'll understand right now. Yeah, any two people. Why OKRs? But well articulated, Anuraj. OKRs bring tangibility to your vision. Anyone else?
Like, we are not bringing the idea of what and how we are going to do things. We are not into that structurizing our thoughts. So OKR gives us idea what we are going to do and how we are going to do. So it's important to define OKR.
Okay.
OKR is the progress that we are setting to our goal. Is that we are going in the right path for our goal or not? It is based on our OKR. OKR is basically objective and key results. If the objective and key results are met together, then we are in the right path of our goal. This is what OKR is meant to be.
Okay.
Could I go ahead?
Yeah.
So I think that if an objective is like a destination that is 50 kilometers away and you want to reach it in 1 hour, so every 10 kilometers are like your objective key results that would let you know how you would need to travel next to reach on time.
Yeah. So now let's start with one of the submissions is object. So I'm going through all the submissions for this Socratic dialogue, right? Where everyone was asked to submit their own objective and key results. So the objective sent by the participant is to get a good grip over Tableau public for data visualization. So when you read this objective, what do you understand? To get a grip over this certain tool for better data visualization. So what does this objective tell us? This objective tells us that I want to learn a certain tool, and by learning this tool, I'll be using this tool for data visualization. Now, does this objective tell you why this? Does it communicate the purpose?
I think the purpose that it talks about is that somebody wants to visualize data in a better manner.
Okay.
And that could happen once they have a good understanding of how this tool works.
Okay. Now, does this objective define what does that grip mean?
No.
Okay. Any other areas of improvement you see in the objective? One area of improvement in the objective is to define what that grip means.
One area can be timeline, like
no timeline.
Time?
OKR timeline is separate, right? You write the objective, key result, and timeline. All the three are anatomy of an OKR.
Okay.
But in just the objective statement, what improvement can you think of? One is what does grip mean?
And probably why would you want to even have a good visualization of something? Like,
correct. Now, why do you think it makes sense to describe the rationale for good visualization?
Because the word good itself is subjective. Like different people could have different meanings of good. So it's very vague.
Right. So do you think good itself is a good word here? Is good a good word here?
It's vague, so I don't think it is.
Okay, so good is not a good word here. Okay. So what would you suggest instead of good? Can I say situation specific visualization? That in various situations, according to the situation, I'll come up with a visualization, data visualization. situation specific data visualization.
So I have a question, like, what is objective? Means I am trying to understand this thing. What is the definition of objective here?
The objective is the goal I want to achieve. But in that objective itself, if you're able to write your purpose, what will happen when you're able to encode the purpose in your objective itself?
It will
Inspirational. It will
inspire
become
us.
inspirational.
The inspiration and all, you put it aside apart from that.
Okay.
Fine. I mean, you're getting
It
inspired.
becomes significant.
Yeah.
It becomes significant and concrete.
No, it's already
Very good
concrete.
purpose.
You know you want to get better visualization. It's already concrete, but why are you writing your reason?
So that it will be action oriented.
It's already action oriented. I want to learn Tableau. I know what I want to do.
So I can see that reason was valid or not. If I,
Fine, but whether I have a valid reason or not, what difference does it make? I learned Tableau.
If we are not having the valid reason, what is the purpose of learning the Tableau?
No, but just for fun. Let's say you're learning piano. You're learning piano just for fun. You need a reason to learn piano.
Okay.
What advantage you get when you write a concrete reason as to why you're doing that? Now, if I see, sorry, Rohit, go ahead.
So, is it to have that focus on that one thing?
So, see, Rohit, let me put it this way. If the original objective was to get a grip over Tableau for good data visualization, now I change it to mastery of Tableau to be able to mastery of Tableau. So I could, the objective is mastery of, objective is to achieve sufficient mastery of Tableau. So I could leverage it for situation specific data visualizations. I could leverage it for developing various situation specific data visualizations. What difference does it do to your brain when you write it this way, that the sufficient enough mastery or bare minimum mastery of Tableau, so I could leverage it for developing various situation specific data visualizations in my current pharmaceutical project. What difference would this sentence have versus good grip of Tableau for better data visualization?
Is it to have, like the second statement, is it to have enough mastery so that
bare minimum mastery, I said.
Having the bare minimum understanding so that your visualizations can clearly convey a situation to anybody?
When I use the word bare minimum versus I use the word good grip, what difference does it make in your thought process? Okay. If I say prepare tea, objective to prepare tea, other objective to prepare the bare minimum amount of tea so that 5 people could be catered to.
When you talk about prepare tea, we are not sure to how many people do we even want to serve tea.
It is based on the situation here.
To prepare tea for 5 people versus to prepare the bare minimum amount of tea so that 5 people could be catered to. What difference do you see in both the articulations?
it comes from a very understood source. Like you have understood the problem very well. That's why you're defining them.
What difference does it have in your thought process? To prepare tea for 5 people, to prepare the bare minimum amount of tea so that I could cater to 5 people.
Then I'll think about the process.
You guys are not listening. I mean, you're not listening to the language carefully. Bare minimum. What is bare minimum? Yeah, Purnim.
Yeah, like, is it that if we, in the first scenario, we will just focus on creating for the 5 people, and in the second one, bare minimum means it can be more than that as well.
What do you mean by bare minimum?
Bare minimum is like the least amount.
Yeah, just sufficient. So when I say prepare bare minimum amount of tea that can cater to 5 people.
Okay.
Means what? Prepare the least amount of tea that 5 people can drink. There's no rocket science there, no?
That is fine. Like I'm understanding that thing, but
So,
I want
if you're doing a project saying that I have to prepare tea for 5 people, versus you're doing a project where you're saying make the least amount of tea, but that least amount has to cater to 5 people. What is the emphasis in the second case?
don't put extra efforts.
Don't prepare too much. Optimize for this amount. The detail is coming in.
Accurately giving the value.
When you have a command over language, when you have a command over language, you have a command over your mind. When I say to acquire the bare minimum mastery of tableaus to be able to do this, what am I telling myself? I want to learn just
enough to be able to achieve this kind of visualization.
What is the mental pressure on me when I say good grip over Tableau versus when I'm saying bare minimum to be able to achieve this? Does it change the mental pressure on me?
Yes.
Why?
I feel that it's more doable when somebody says just do the least.
And
Because
no, that's good.
the good is defined in the second situation. So there will be bare minimum
That's a
load.
different story. I'm talking just bare minimum. Why is the bare minimum definition very critical here?
Because in second case, our mind won't rush into learning all the things.
No, to add more detail, the person here is not a mathematics professional or something. The person here is a chemistry professional who's venturing into data science. Now, does she need all the depth of data science right now?
No.
Start with something small.
Yes.
Deploy that knowledge. You put it to use, explore. Then eventually, if you like it, you can do more of it now. But the moment you say, I want to learn the bare minimum concepts, I want to start off from there. You start off with that. So this detail is important, right? Now, good visualization versus situation, varied to be able to develop varied situation-specific data visualizations. Good data visualization versus varied situation-specific data visualization. What does this articulation bring in? When I say varied.
So for every situation, there is a specific visualization.
Why different situations?
I can just say situation-specific visualization, right? I'm saying varied situation-specific data visualization. What am I bringing there?
For multiple situations, data visualizations means it won't be for a single situation, it will be for multiple cases.
So if I say I want to learn how to make dosa, I want to learn to make variety of dosas. Do both the objectives change how I'm approaching it? How?
In the second scenario, you're focusing more on the breadth of it than depth.
Because in the first one, breadth or depth, nothing is defined.
Yeah.
You could
Like
do what you're doing anyway. Second one, you've specified it.
There's more variety in the second one.
Lot of times, Sanjini, we go on tangents because we don't pay attention to the language carefully. You said first one is depth, second one is breadth. Just because second one said variety doesn't mean first one said depth. First one didn't comment breadth or depth or both or one or made no comments. Just said, I want to learn to make dosa. Now, do you understand, Anuraj, why companies pay lots of money for someone to define the statement?
Yes.
It's
That's
a skill to
conceptual.
define the statement properly. Huh?
That conceptual clarity is not everyone has.
Language changes our mind.
Does language leads to conceptual clarity?
Absolutely. If you study Wittgenstein, he completely transformed the way we looked at language. If you're interested in this subject, please read Wittgenstein's philosophy of language. The Wittgenstein showed that language is not an external thing. Language is more of the internal world. That is crudely what he kind of showed. Language is more about your world inside, not just about your world outside. It changes how you think. It changes how you behave. Now, I'd like to go with one more objective. So this objective is be done with this chapter of this book and implement the learnings in work. So this is a XYZ chapter book, okay? He said be done with this book and implement the learnings of the book in life. How would you want to change this objective?
The word done is something very vague.
Good. What do you mean by completing the book, right? Okay. Then what else do you want to refine in this objective?
What was the second part of the objective? To implement?
And to implement it at work.
To implement learned concept or various concepts.
So probably we could specify what kind of work, or like let's say.
That's okay. He can just say work. He can just say work. That is at the workplace he wants to implement it. That's fine.
Okay.
Now, implementing at work, is it enough?
No, it isn't enough. Like, as a result of implementing, is there any improvement in?
Correct. That detail has to come in, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So be done. I'll give it to him. Let's say he'll just go through the whole book. He'll read the whole book. That's what he means by done. But the second bit, I think we can bring more detail, right? What does implement mean? To implement the concepts of the book in work situations to improve one or more of my KPIs. That way he knows what his objective is. His objective is to get a refinement in his KPIs. Now, if you guys notice, when you define your objective, right, if you can define one or two qualities that you want to improve, it becomes a lot easier. It becomes, I mean, you get more clarity about your objective. Like in the first one, the quality was the ability to produce those visualizations. In this case, the quality is, again, the performance at the workplace. You want to improve your performance. So when you can define the quality that you want to improve, your objective gets spelled out easily. I want to improve my code quality, or I want to improve the amount, I want to improve my speed of writing code, or I want to reduce the amount of rework. That is, you write a code, you get feedback, you go change it completely. Rework is a problem, right? I want to reduce the amount of rework. Here the qualities, the ability to write code that doesn't need rework, right? That needs minimal rework. Next, I'll go through one more objective.
How that quality is different from purpose?
See, purpose explains why you're doing it. Quality is that quality that you want to improve, right? Purpose as in why are you doing it? Why are you trying to? So why are you learning Tableau? I'm learning Tableau because I would like to, be able to visualize data. Why am I visualizing data? Because data is the purpose of data visualization again is a separate question. Because visualization is worth 1,000 words. Why do I want something worth 1,000 words? Because I want to understand the data faster, act on the data faster to produce better results. So you have a purpose for every activity, right?
Yeah.
Purpose as to why you're doing it. Your objective is more of the what. What do you want to improve? Purpose is why do you want to improve that? Process is how do you do it? In a simple way. But of course, this is also nuanced. So another objective sent in by one of the participants is to make the DT forms flawless and make sure that every feature of deep thought becomes like an add-on. Every features are added from all features are added from the DT forms bug sheet. Okay, what did you mean by this logo?
Yeah, there is a bug sheet for the DT forms where all the bugs are noticed by the people in the DT. That bugs I have to complete by this month end.
Okay, you're
That
saying
is what
you want to make DT form flawless,
yes.
and you'd like to fix the bugs which people have reported.
Yes, exactly. And add some features. We are having the substitute update in the DT forms.
Okay, you want to add features.
Yes.
So what if I change this to make the DT forms flawless, to make the DT forms have a seamless user experience with lesser number of bugs, and to incorporate more features, especially user generate to incorporate more features, especially the user generated feature ideas.
Yes, that would be nice.
What is the change I made here?
Here you have denoted who is expected that updates and features here as well.
Yeah, I said that these are user generated features.
Yes.
And what is the other change I brought in?
Instead of flawless, you have said that seamless, like the DT forms will work without any interrupts while using it by the user.
User experience.
Yes.
You're saying you want to solve the bugs of the form. I'm saying my objective is not to solve the bugs of the form. My objective is to improve the user experience of the form. What happens when you as a developer are thinking in terms of solving the bugs versus you as a developer are thinking in terms of improving the user experience?
Yes.
When you're fixing the bugs, you'll fix every bug. But when you're trying to fix the user experience,
you'd fix the bugs that are actually a problem to the user.
And the others you can do it slowly.
Okay.
And also you understand that fixing the bugs is not enough. You may want to change a few things because although it's not a bug, it's affecting the user experience. It may not be a bug, it could be a pain point.
Yes.
It works, but it's painful.
Like an unnecessary feature?
Or you're making me take too many clicks to achieve it.
Yeah, making more clicks.
That's one pain point. Or you're too much of effort to find how to do it. So when you say bugs, you're only addressing one aspect, right? But when you say user experience, you're addressing what affects the user. So do you guys see how language changes the way you think?
Yes.
So objectives are to be explained clearly because language changes the way you think. Now let's go to the other aspect. Logo said his key results are bugs of DT form are cleaned by the end of this month. Make sure that all features of DT forms are updated on 1st of January. Make sure that I've learned the basics of beginner level of backend, his second objective. So now when he says, make sure that I've learned this, is that a key result? Make sure that I learn basics of backend.
No.
That's an instruction you're told.
It's an imposition.
What could be the key result?
Like fixing some bugs in backend as well.
Let's say fixing 3 bugs by the end of the month.
In the backend.
Fixing 3 bugs of high difficulty level every week. That's a result. If I'm able to fix 3 bugs of high difficulty every week, it means I've mastered my backend. Whether that's 3 or 30 or whatever, you'll have to estimate and put it. Now again, why did I say high difficulty level? To make it precise, right? The result. Now you said to make sure all features of DT form are updated by first week of January. Is this a key result?
It's again an instruction.
What would be the key result? There is a key result in this. What is the key result?
By the first week of January, the DT forms will have this much features.
Exactly. If this result happens, your objective is met.
Yeah.
And you said bugs of DT form are cleaned within end of this month. So again, so the problem is logo, you're bringing the doer of the action. You'd want to just maybe highlight the result, right? What would you expect to see there? DT forms would not have any bugs by the end of this month. Or DT forms without any bugs by the end of this month. But again, when you say without any bugs, is it a nice bold definition?
No.
You might get new bugs. You might always have some bugs. You say DT thon with minimal, DT thon with less than 5 bugs in bracket, minor bugs or bugs which do not affect the user experience, which do not have a major impact on the user experience. You see the detail we're bringing in the result?
Yeah, I'm getting it now.
So it's not a process, but it's a result.
Yes.
If this thing happened, forget you are not there, nobody's there. It's just a result. Now, there is a key result, which is he's trying to build a simple DAPP. So he's saying the applicability of DAPP that he built. If his DAPP is highly applicable, he's saying that's his objective is met. What's the problem with this definition? What he's building some X. If my X is highly applicable, my objective is met. What's the problem with this key result definition?
I mean, where is it applicable? It has no
Is
mention.
applicability defined here?
No.
He's questioning himself.
No, the problem is you use the word applicability. Do you have a way of measuring applicability? You're saying high applicability, but is this word defined?
No.
That is a problem. What happens when you define key results that are not properly defined?
How will you know that you have met your objective, because you can't track it?
Okay, let me say that so Rohit comes to me. I charge 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees from Rohit. I'm a Baba, and I take some, powder. I throw that powder on him, and you'll say that you'll have good academic performance. Good academic performance. Now Rohit comes to me and says, I got 30 on 100. Give me refund. What do I tell him?
It's like compared to your peers, your peers got 10, 9, and you got
let's
30.
Say all your peers got more than you, but you got 30. You ask me for refund. What can I tell?
It's like at least you got more than the last exam, where you got 10. Now
let's say the last exam you got 40. This exam you got 30. What can I tell you?
He didn't define what good was, so
I can say that if I didn't throw this powder at you, you would have got 20.
yeah.
Because I didn't define what the good is, I can always argue, right?
Yeah.
So when you don't have a precise definition of the result, you may not know if you're going in the right way or not.
So is it that when the word good was used, it was not potentially falsifiable? And
yes. If you go by Karl Popper's philosophy. So Karl Popper is a philosophy of science. That is, a statement is scientific only if it can potentially be proven wrong. So if something happens, that's wrong. There are situations where it is wrong. There are situations where it is right. So that way, if you really didn't meet it, you didn't meet it. If you met it, you met it. But if it can never go wrong, it means you never know that you made progress or not. Or it's like you'll
Okay.
always feel you made progress.
So if you are achieving 100% result, that's wrong.
Sorry?
So if you're if you're saying that, that's never wrong.
No, it's like you're always getting a thing, whether you do anything or you don't do anything, it's saying that you've succeeded.
Okay.
You don't work hard, you can still look at your key result and say, Anuraj won. You didn't do anything.
Yes.
Because you didn't define what is good, you say, okay, I got the mastery. But if you
Oh,
say,
yeah.
for me, mastery means I will take this exam and get minimum 70 or 100 there. There is tangibility to it. Or you say, with this, I fix at least 5 bugs of minimum this much difficulty level. Or you say that I'm going to take a session for people and minimum 10 of them would give me a rating of at least 7 on 10. My key result is defined in a concrete manner.
Yes. Got it.
Now, when you define a key result, so let's say you're having a project which goes on for 2 months. Now, what happens when you can't define a key result at the end of 1 month? So let's say a project is going on for 12 months, right? And you don't define a key result which can be measured after 1 month. What happens? You're doing whatever you want to do. And suddenly at the end of 6 months, what do you realize?
That you probably didn't do enough.
And then you suddenly try to go very fast. You know why in companies, a lot of people are under pressure most of the time? You don't plan properly. And you don't review properly.
Yeah.
If you're reviewed in the first week only, you know you're behind schedule, no? Okay, let's say you're going in a train, okay? You're going in a train. You're going from Hyderabad to Mumbai. Okay, from Hyderabad, you started at 7 o'clock and Mumbai, you're expected to reach, let's say, next day by 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm in Solapur in the afternoon at 3 o'clock. Do you know if the train is running on time or the train is late?
I mean, like, I don't know, like, how far is Solapur from Mumbai? So,
Yeah, Solapur is exactly in between Hyderabad and Pune. It roughly reaches by 12. Now, can you tell me?
okay, so you start at 7 and you're expected to arrive at 10 in the morning tomorrow.
In Mumbai. But I'm in Solapur by early morning 3 o'clock. The train is supposed to reach Solapur by 12.
Okay, so basically you're running late.
3 hours late. Okay, I'll ask you a different question. I'm going from Hyderabad to Bangalore.
Okay.
The train is supposed to reach Anantapur at, let's say, 4 o'clock. It reached by 5 o'clock. Will I be late to Bangalore?
Most likely.
No, the train which goes to Bangalore, especially Garib Rath, they factor in extra time from this station outside Bangalore till the Bangalore junction. So they'll catch up that 1 hour. Likewise, any train which comes to Hyderabad from Maulali to Secunderabad, which is only 5 kilometers, they factor in almost 45 minutes, they'll cover up. So if I'm a project manager, I know wahan pe buffer dala hai, itna to cover kar lenge. We added a buffer, this much deficit to will cover up because we have a buffer there. So when you know your buffers and you know your points, you know how to manage your project, right?
Yes.
But what happens if you wait till 6 months to track whether you're doing fine?
We can track it quickly in earlier minutes.
It's a disaster because by then damage is done. All your money is spent. Your team ka salaries, money is already spent. But like a train map, right? You have train map, right? Solapur by this time, Vikarabad by this time, Tandur by this time. So every station there's a, you go to indiarailinfo.com, you'll get that chart. Not only the stations where it stops, there are minor stations where it doesn't stop. You get the data of when it is supposed to go to that minor station also. Through that, you know if the train is going on time. So like IRCTC train timetable, if you have a timetable for how your project is flowing,
Yes.
you'll know very early rather than pushing it till the last moment. And in the industry, there are very few people who are good at project management. That's exactly why a lot of delays in the software industry. Put a small goal, put a 1 week milestone. So 1 week, you're only focused on achieving that milestone. If you're able to achieve it, good. If you're not able to achieve it, take a smaller milestone and achieve it. You're able to achieve the smaller milestone, bigger milestone. That way you can pace yourself, right? Now, another question. Let us say you have a target of achieving 500 points at the end of the month. How many points will you set for yourself at the end of first week?
Sorry, could you come again?
You have a target of achieving 500 points by the end of the month. 500 points by the end of the month. How many points target will you set for yourself at the end of first week?
125.
125.
This is how an amateur would work.
60 or 70. No, exactly 60 or 70.
School ka pappu candidates I call some people. This is the schoolboy wala thinking. Where we think every week 125. It is not 500 by 4. Let's be more practical in our thinking.
Smaller milestone.
First week, do you hit full productivity?
No,
Why?
because you're just beginning and there's a lot to
You're still
understand.
figuring out how to do it. You're warming up.
The processes will not be clear. So
The operations are need to be set in the first week.
Exactly. So you might put 50, 60. Second week, you might go to, a target of 80. Third week, you might put slightly 100. Fourth week, you catch up, you explode, because by then you figured out you're just scaling. So you see the way you set your OKRs and the way you link that OKR to long-term OKR, that completely changes how you and your team operate. It's like setting out the timetable, right? You have to go here, go here, go here. Now what happens? So again, I want to tell another very important concept. What happens when you define a goal which is too hard to achieve?
You lose self-esteem, lose motivation.
What happens to your team?
the team loses confidence and
They don't trust you.
yeah.
They don't trust the leader.
Yes.
What happens if you set a too easy goal?
Once they complete it, they will get that trust and confidence together.
What happens if you set a very, very easy goal? Very, very easy goal, too easy goal to achieve at the end of the week.
They could
They
get
will
afterwards saying that
Sorry,
they could get complacent.
you're not leveraging your full potential.
Okay.
You're not challenged. You might do that. You might do that if your team is low on self-esteem, your team is injured with some bad experiences and all. But even then, it's not too easy. That's significant difficulty for someone to overcome mental trauma and do it. So what is the role of the mentor or the leader there? To set a goal which is
achievable.
challenging enough to stretch yourself, and also achievable enough so that you can execute. Not too tough, not too easy. You want to hit the sweet spot. And then link all your micro milestones to the major milestone. And one mistake I see some leaders do is they say we are experimenting this, we are figuring out how to do this, and they don't define an outcome. We are exploring. When I ask, what is your outcome? They say we are exploring. We will tell the outcome later. What is the mistake that this leader is making?
They don't know what to achieve. Like,
they don't know why they're exploring.
Yeah.
But exploration also has a purpose, not to achieve something. That's a sure shot recipe for failure. It's like you're running like headless chickens. For what are you exploring? So then if we connect all the dots, what are we saying? One key thing is we know our objective, what objective we want to achieve. And to say whether we achieve that objective or not, we define some
OKRs.
key results. OKR is basically objective and key result.
Yeah.
So you define your objective and define your key result. So that's your end goal where you want to be reaching, right?
Yes.
Then along with that, what do you do?
Review it.
And to review, what do you need?
KPIs.
Micro milestones. The KPIs is for organizational senior management review.
Okay.
KPIs for senior management to review, are we going in the right direction or not? Is it leading to money for us or not? That's a different discussion. You got your objective that I want to work on this objective because this objective will help my company in KPI in some way or the other. I want to improve user experience. What KPI will user experience improve? It'll get me more renewals. It'll get me more usage. So it will be 100 KPIs which I can improve through my objective. So I've defined an objective. I've defined a key result. I have to achieve it after 3 months. Apart from this objective key result after 3 months, what else would I want to make?
Yeah, that micro
What would I do?
milestone.
Micro milestones.
Micro milestones, breakdown. Your key results. So you work backwards from your key result. I need this result after 3 months. So then after 1 month, what would I need? After 2 months, what would I need? You work backwards from that result.
Yeah, basically key results for the key results. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
The key result now becomes an objective. Now
Yes.
this is like, nesting. You work backwards. I want to reach Mumbai in the next 10 hours. So then maybe I have to reach Pune in 8 hours. Then maybe I have to reach Solapur in 4 hours. You work backwards. So I have to get this after 3 months. Where do I reach after 1 month? Where do I reach after 2 weeks? Where do I reach after 1 week? Where do I reach after 3 days?
Yes.
And you, instead of, see, one way is you can micromanage. You can tell your team, these are your micro milestones, and tell your team to run. Another way is you can coach them. What do you think we can do in 3 days? What do you think we can do in 1 week? Let your team understand why we have arrived at it. What is the difference between you instructing and micromanaging them versus you letting your team arrive at what is a 3-day milestone so that the 3-month milestone is met?
In one, you're not even allowing them to think about the task at hand, but the other, you are making them think about how they could do it in those 3 days, let's say.
Okay. So once somebody in your team does it in the second format 10 times. Yes, engineer.
I was not saying that.
Once somebody does it in your second format 10 times with you, where they see the reasoning, the reason with you, they arrive at it with you, they contribute to the thinking. So 11th time, can they do the breakdown of micro milestones on their own?
Yeah.
You're not giving somebody a fish, you're teaching somebody how to catch a fish. And where do you have more buy-in? When you micromanage and instruct them, or when they themselves arrive at a plan to hit the goal in 3 months?
The second.
So this is why I think every leader needs this basic project management. OKRs are useful, but apart from OKRs, the task breakdowns, right? How you work backwards. You set your milestones in 3 months and get some mentor to review your milestones and see if it appears realistic. Like, is the plan with the micro milestones appearing realistic? Because what if you made a plan, the plan is mapped, the milestones are mapped, but it was not realistic. After reaching halfway, you feel that it's not realistic.
I burnt out my all resources.
There's
Yes.
a lot of waste.
Somebody who has familiarity with that journey, somebody who's traveled through that journey a few times before, might be able to, give some estimation of whether that's realistic or not. How doable it is. And if it is new terrain, you'd want to add a lot of buffers.
Yeah.
Lot of buffers in that sense.
Because you might miss a lot of milestones. So you put extra buffer, extra time at each place. This is where Eliyahu Goldratt's theory of milestones can be very helpful. Next Saturday, the last SD of this year, we'll be having it on theory of constraints. And hopefully there you'll learn how to manage buffers, how to look at bottleneck, so that the project management can be done better. December 31st. Yeah. Bye everyone. Good night. I'm ending the live stream. See you on the work link.